in this sense, you know, in the post-Jung, post-Mircea Eliade, post-Campbell, post-Heinrich Zimmer, post-Carl Carigny era, a myth is never really modern, because a myth is timeless. So if we encounter a mythic motif within a modern, or heaven forbid, postmodern setting, we may be assured that it is really a timeless motif of which there have been predecessors, earlier embodiments before. So that in this mythic setting, there really is nothing new under the sun. And this needs to be kept, I think, in mind. Now, the innumerable details and complications and elaborations, the variations on the theme which go on, and you got to remember that you know, this is a problem with writing anything, writing a book, or for that matter of movie writing. That if you write one movie and it's good and people like it, and now you want to write one or two sequels, you know, very often all you can do is now bring on variations upon the theme, or bring in new elements and new details which sort of negate the original and elaborate it maybe to the point that it will become absurd. So that's the danger with the Matrix Reloaded, and the danger with the one that is to follow. That's why I'm concentrating to a large extent on the Matrix itself, on the first one, but I've seen the Matrix Reloaded also, and I don't really feel that they have really subverted the original myth yet. They might, but it's still there. In fact, some nice little vignettes come forth which are in keeping with the original myth. So this underlying theme I want to indicate is age-old, and it is really the overarching paradigm of the Matrix and of Matrix Reloaded, namely the problem of sleeping in ignorance in a dream world, solved by waking to a knowledge or enlightenment, and a knowledge or enlightenment, moreover, which is salvific, which does something. See, this is hard to grasp, because to us, that's why knowledge is a kind of a bad translation of gnosis, and yet what can we do? Translations are always very, very difficult. The Italians had the right idea when they said traditore traduttore, which means the translator is a traitor. Because you can't really translate that well. So you know, to us knowledge, I know something. So to us knowledge is an acquisition of information, maybe even including assimilation of information. But we are not really used in our ordinary experiences to a kind of knowledge that liberates, that transforms, that changes things with in an incredibly radical way. And yet that is what is meant by this kind of knowledge. See, when people in the Matrix mythos take the red pill and then know, what is it that they know? They know that they have been living in an illusion, and having woken up from that illusion, they now know that they are being kept in a terrible situation by forces. In this case, they are they are techno-archons, to use the Gnostic Greek term, but that doesn't really make any difference per what, but let's say by beings, it doesn't make all that difference how they came into existence, in this case, who are running the show in order to serve their own agenda, and serving their agenda means enslaving humankind. So when they awaken to that, then they know. And this knowing holds the promise, the potential of their freedom. Why? Because now they can join forces and try to do something about it. We really still don't know whether they are going to win, whether they are going to get anywhere with their revolutionary efforts, but they are trying. And they meet each other. They meet others who are of the same gnosis and who therefore now are trying to do something. So it's in this sense that this kind of knowledge is salvific. All right? And I'll link it up with the predecessor of this in a minute, a little bit. Now, in fact, the two traditions, one Eastern, namely Buddhism, the other Western, both agree on this fundamental proposition, that one has to come to a recognition of the illusion within which one was caught, and that when one is thus disillusioned, then the possibility of freedom arises. There are still all kinds of things to do after that, but now the possibility exists. As long as you are, a blue pill person, there is no possibility. You're not going anywhere. You are staying where you are without even knowing how bad the place is where you are. So when it comes to the specifics of the mythos as appearing in the Matrix, we find that many of these specifics are taken from Christianity, at least from a Christianity of a certain ancient kind. Let me just kind of, throw a few of these at you. The name Trinity, where the heck do you think it comes from? What Trinity is it? Or Neo's death and Christ-like resurrection. It's right there. Even an ascension, you might say. Then there are all kinds of Christian biblical allusion, especially nomenclature, names. But in a fictional story, names are terribly hard to think of. Why? Because all the names that we encountered in our lives were non-fictional. They were the names of people we knew, or people in history, or whatever the case. To invent a new name is very difficult. In fact, I thought I invented a few new names, and then eventually I encountered them in books. And I saw that they actually existed in some fashion. That doesn't make me clairvoyant, it just shows how there is nothing new under the sun. In any event, there they are. Apoc, abbreviation of apocalypse. This is Neo's given name of Mr. Anderson. Now, Andras, which is a Hungarian name among others, it's the Hungarian name for Andrew. Andreas is one a generic word for man. Andras' son is the son of man, the son of the anthropos. Andras is an abbreviation of anthropos, in fact, I believe. So it's the son of man. The ship is named Nebuchadnezzar, the Babylonian king, who of course appears in the Bible in the book of Daniel, and who has weird dreams, you remember, that must be interpreted among other things. And the last remaining human city, which is not in the Matrix, is Zion, which is of course synonymous in Judaism and Christianity with the transcendental Jerusalem. You know, this is the heavenly city of Jerusalem, the promised city, which, for instance, the Mormons envisioned and still do envision as being in Salt Lake City. Well, you know, you can have your opinion about that, but at least there is one 5-star hotel now in Salt Lake City, and it's really, really beautiful. You should go there. It's really, I like beautiful hotels.